steamed to death. It sounds unthinkable, something out of a twisted nightmare. But for Li Enzhen, this became her chilling reality. In broad daylight, surrounded by onlookers, her screams echoed for over an hour as her body endured unimaginable torture inside a scalding makeshift cauldron. How did it come to this? What could drive someone to suffer such an unspeakable end? This is the haunting story of one woman's death that will leave you questioning humanity itself. Before we dive in, if you're hooked on these mysteries, hit like and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel alive. Let's solve these cases together. In the rolling countryside of Guangyuan, Sichuan, a story begins that would challenge the boundaries of understanding, compassion, and human dignity. Li Enzhen was born into a simple farming family, where education was a rare privilege and traditional beliefs ran deep. From her earliest years, Li Enzhen stood out. While her older sister struggled with physical challenges, Li was different. Bright-eyed and intelligent, she became the pride of her family. Her parents saw in her a beacon of hope, potentially the first in their lineage to pursue higher education. School was her sanctuary. Year after year, she excelled, her academic performance a testament to her potential. Teachers praised her, parents beamed with pride. Li Enzhen was living proof that talent could emerge from even the most modest backgrounds. Beneath the surface of promise, something was changing. In her third year of junior high, the first signs of her internal struggle emerged. One day, surrounded by torn homework and scattered textbooks, Li Enzhen lay motionless, her eyes vacant. Her father, uneducated but loving, attributed it to academic stress. Little did he know, these were the early manifestations of schizophrenia, a mental health condition that would dramatically alter the trajectory of her life. The attacks became more frequent. Unpredictable outbursts, moments of confusion, textbooks torn, sudden anger, then, just as quickly, a return to apparent normalcy. The village whispers began. Rumours of possession, of strange diseases, of supernatural interventions. In a community bound by tradition, Li Enzhen's condition made her seemingly unmarriageable. Rumours spread like wildfire. Possessed, they said. Cursed, others muttered. Yet fate had other plans. Yan Bin, a local man slightly older, and from a poor family, became her husband. Unlike others, he saw beyond the rumours. Initially, their life seemed normal. Children born, family responsibilities shared. For a moment, hope flickered that her strange disease might have been conquered. But mental illness is not so easily silenced. When her condition resurfaced, modern medicine offered a glimmer of hope. A local hospital diagnosed schizophrenia, a medical condition, not a supernatural curse. But limited resources and deep-rooted beliefs undermined professional treatment. Yan Bin's mother, steeped in old feudal beliefs, saw something more sinister. Dirty things, she claimed. In a community where science was distant and folklore was immediate, such explanations found fertile ground. On a crisp February day in 2016, hope arrived in the form of two self-proclaimed masters, Hu Jun and Fan Qiang. They swept into the small Sichuan village wearing an air of mystical authority, promising to cleanse Li Enzhen of her spiritual affliction. Their arrival was meticulously planned. The Yan family was desperate and had heard about their supernatural healing abilities. For a mere 400 yuan, these men claimed they could drive out the evil that plagued Li Enzhen. The preparations began with ritualistic precision. Yan Bin and Li Enzhen's father built a special stove in the vegetable garden. A large iron pot was filled with water, positioned carefully beneath a wooden barrel. Villagers gathered, curiosity drawing them like moths to a flame, transforming a personal tragedy into a public spectacle. Hu Jun and Fan Qiang arrived dressed in theatrical costume, flowing red robes, white masks, tall red hats. They performed an elaborate shaman dance, scattering paper money, lighting incense, chanting incomprehensible words. To the assembled villagers, it seemed like an authentic spiritual cleansing. Li Enzhen was instructed to sit in the wooden barrel. wearing only thermal underwear. The lid was sealed, leaving only her head exposed. Yan Bin was told explicitly by Hu Jun, "No matter what happens, do not interrupt. The dirty things must be expelled." As Yan Bin stoked the fire, the water beneath the barrel began to heat. Steam rose, first slowly, then with increasing intensity. Li Enzhen's initial discomfort quickly transformed into desperate screams. "It's hot! Too hot!" she cried, her body twisting within the confined space. Steam escaped through tiny gaps, her face turning progressively redder. The two masters continued their dance, chanting that these were the cries of the dirty things trying to escape. Villagers began to grow uncomfortable. Some suggested stopping the treatment, but Hu Jun was adamant. "We are at the critical moment," he proclaimed. "If you stop now, all will be lost." Yan Bin and Li Enzhen's father, gripped by a mixture of superstition and desperation, continued to follow the master's instructions. They watched as Li Enzhen's screams gradually diminished from loud protest to weak moans and then silence. When they finally opened the barrel, the horror was complete. Li Enzhen's body was covered in severe burns. Blisters marked her skin, red and white testament to over an hour of unimaginable suffering. Despite rushed calls to the ambulance, she was already gone. The masters, who had promised a cure, melted away, disappearing as quickly as they had arrived. When the steam cleared, Li Enzhen was gone. Severe burns, organ damage, death by what was meant to be a cure. The masters fled, but justice, though slow, arrived. Fan Chang surrendered. Hu Jun was arrested. 4 years in prison, a sentence many would argue was criminally light for such a heinous act. Yan Bin, who was an accomplice which added fuel to the fire, was not punished by the law, but he was left to live with the most profound punishment, the memory of his wife's final moments. Perhaps he will spend the rest of his life in regret and hearing his wife's screams echoing in the hollow spaces of his conscience. Li Enzhen's story is more than a tragedy. It's a stark reminder of the deadly intersection between ignorance, superstition, and untreated mental health. In a world advancing rapidly, some communities remain trapped in shadows of misunderstanding. Her life was not just lost, it was systematically erased by a confluence of cultural misconceptions, limited medical access, and profound human failure. Remember Li Enzhen, not as a victim, but as a testament to the urgent need for compassion, education, and medical understanding. Hey, True Crime fam, if you're loving these deep dives into the mysteries that keep us up at night, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support helps us uncover more chilling stories and build this incredible community of sleuths. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.